What if I told you that real fighting was nothing like how it was portrayed in TV shows, movies, or anime? I know, not a really profound statement, but hear me out here. You see, it's a common trope for these types of shows that protagonists are equipped with a special ability or signature technique. One that they rely on, one that they can do better than anyone else. The technique, the move, the style that gets them out of the hole, that allows them to overcome their opponent. The move that sets them apart from the average fighter, the common folk, the ones that allow them to do, well, this.
むしろ内部の破壊を極意とした一撃必殺の剣と、それが今ここに。貴様の拳などかほどにも効かんわい。お前はもう死んでいる。何？もうは匠できぜぶ。
Now, obviously, we won't be seeing anyone punch someone's head off or blow someone up from the inside with a single move in the UFC anytime soon. But what we do have is a fighter who uses that technique better than anyone else on the entire UFC roster, men or women. A man with a signature move that he does better than anyone else in MMA. What you just witnessed is inarguably one of the most aesthetically pleasing kicks in all of martial arts, the question mark kick, and executing it, the champ himself, Israel the Stylebender Adesanya. This is a technique that hands down Izzy does better than anyone in the UFC, and he has used it to great effect over the course of his martial arts career, not just his MMA career. Now, what is the question mark kick? At first glance, it just looks like a wildly thrown looping kick, but when we slow it down and take a look at how the kick is performed and really break down the mechanics of it, we see just how effective and brutal this move can be. Originally developed in Brazil, the question mark kick is a hallmark for many kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters. Famously, Saenchai as well as his teammate Ladzilla, two fighters known for their craftiness and evasiveness, a move that perfectly encompasses everything that they are as fighters. So let's break it down. What exactly is this technique? Essentially, it is a head kick disguised as a front kick, a teep, or a low kick. Now, for this move to be most effective, it must be disguised properly. A series of leg kicks or body kicks probably need to be established before going for this move, as the technique depends on a fake to the lower part of the body. When Israel used it, we've seen him use it to most effectiveness after he had thoroughly demolished an opponent's legs. Israel is a fighter who consistently kicks towards the leg and the body and throws many feints, so this type of technique is perfect for his arsenal. After establishing the low kick or the leg kick, the technique is rather simple, does require quite impressive amount of flexibility from the fighter. Here we see a brilliant example from Saenchai, a Muay Thai legend. We see his knee drive forward as if he's going to throw a teep or a push kick. His opponent's guard comes down, double guard, to protect his body from the kick that he believes he's going to receive. Then at the last moment, we see Saenchai pivot on his standing foot, rotate his hip in the question mark loop-esque pattern that it gets its name from, and deliver a brutal head kick. That's the pinnacle of this technique. It is ultimately misdirection and flexibility. It is essentially feint strike. Opponent believes you're going for the body, moves their guard down to protect, exposing their head for a devastating strike. Now, the reason that Israel can use this technique to its full effect is really twofold. One, his brilliant use of his diversity of striking and his abuse of men's legs. And two, his natural gift of range and length, which allows him to abuse his opponent's legs, essentially. Take Izzy's most recent fight with Paulo Costa, for example. Over the course of the first round, he set up leg kick after leg kick, brutalizing Paulo's legs. Now, as we know, there's several reasons for doing so: incapacitating movement, taking away kicks from the opponent, but also as well, it sets up Izzy's question mark kick, which we saw him use to a degree of success against Paulo. Now, there are many other fighters in the UFC who can do this technique: Holly Holm, Sean O'Malley, to name a few, but none do it with as much poise and effectiveness, and none go for it as often as one Israel Adesanya, thus making it seriously his signature technique. I swear, over the course of the Paulo Costa fight, he went for the question mark kick probably anywhere from 6 to 8 times, which is really a staggering amount when you consider exactly what the kick is. In short, Israel has made himself the master of a technique that many can do. Many know that it's coming, but he has mastered it in such a way and incorporated it into his style of fighting that it truly takes the technique to another level when you see someone at his caliber use it. It really is his signature move at this point. His quirk, his keke genkai, whatever you want to call it. If Israel's life was an anime, this would be the move that he goes to in the most dire situations. Out of all the things in his arsenal, it is by far my favorite of everything that he can do. It's arguably the coolest kick in all of martial arts, as well as the most prettiest techniques to boot. It really is fitting then that a man like Izzy would be the user of such a move. I don't think that this is lost on him, as it seems like everything that this guy does, he does for a reason. It's like he said, everything's all coming to place like I'm in a matrix.
You're never as bad as they say you are. All that matters is how you see yourself. Everything is just falling into place like I'm in a matrix.
If the UFC wasn't an anime or was a children's cartoon, I swear, man, Izzy would be the main character, the protagonist, the Naruto. You name it, it would be him.
And now, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, the last stand.
Let me know what you guys think of the video and of Izzy's question mark kick. If you enjoyed the video, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all of the things that we do on the channel. Check the socials down below. And as always, friends, I hope you all are staying safe out there, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace, love, Adu.